Hopefully, yes.
Thanks, Jim.
Do you have to wait to apply until you know your football future? Like, you can't get into law school and then say, I gotta go play for the Vikings this weekend?
In large part, and like especially as you start talking about some of the more top-ended law schools that hopefully I want to go to one day, they require in-person classes. So it would be very hard. I know there's been a few stories about guys in the NFL that have gotten PhDs or doctorates on the side, but I think especially with law school, it's a lot more in-person focused, which would make it very hard, obviously, playing professional football.
Myron Roll that went to med school or something?
Yeah. Myron Roll studied at Oxford, out of FSU, and ended up coming back, entering the draft, was a late round pick, and played a few years in the league. There was a guard out of Baltimore that ended up going to MIT as a math professor. So it's certainly been done before, and I think especially looking at those guys is something that I aspire to do and dream to do as well.
When you decided to come here, was something like this in the back of your mind that it was possible to get to a Big 12 championship?
I think it was possible, but I think the hard thing for me in the moment was there were so many obstacles I had to overcome and focus on day in and day out, where a lot of what the success that we're achieving right now was not top of mind. But especially to be in a place where we are starting to achieve some of that, we are starting to experience some of the work, or the fruits of the labor that we've put in on the front end, I think is truly magical and a dream come true for us.
What were your initial thoughts when you were at Princeton getting recruited by Iowa State? What was the sell, so to speak?
Yeah, I think the sell and mainly what Coach Campbell talked to my family and I about was we're going to come here to help Jalen grow as a man, help Jalen grow as a person, more than anything on the field first and foremost. And that stood out to my family and I, obviously with our history, and then obviously understanding that there's a tremendous football side of this thing that obviously we've been able to see the success that we've had this season, and me growing through that success as well, that also fit into that equation. So what separated Coach Campbell and the staff here was really the commitment to the person over anything else, which stood out to me for sure.